Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of American Horror Stories. This is Season 1, Episode 2. Last episode we watched the first part of this two-parter, which was Rubber Woman Part 1. And I really enjoyed it. I've edited it now to try and get it onto YouTube as quick as possible. So I'm watching this the next morning. And I did really enjoy myself. Whilst I was surprised that it was linked so closely to American Horror Story, I wasn't aware that it was going to. I did still enjoy myself. So we had Scarlett and her family, and I realised as well that Scarlett, because I looked her up on IMDb, was in Supernatural. She played Lilith in Series 3 and Series 4 near the beginning. She appeared as Lilith a couple of times. Awesome, didn't recognise her at all, but she was really good in this. And so she and her family moved into Murder House. She discovered this rubber suit. Now, as well as that, she has a bit of a darkness in her history in that she was kidnapped by some anonymous woman when she was 3. She used to watch a lot of, well, still does apparently, a lot of violent, kinky pornography and likes to put on this rubber suit, which we know nothing good comes from. So, yeah, I mean, it ended up where she killed a bunch of people from school. Good on her, really, because they were bullies, they were awful, they outed her sexually, they humiliated her, they exposed her dark secrets, and they were just awful, awful people. Now, anyone that's watched American Horror Story also knows if you get killed in Murder House, your ghost lives on in Murder House. Now, on top of all the ghosts that are already there, which we've seen glimpses of, we've also got the Meryn Dungy character, the therapist, and presumably 4 new girls that are going to be there as well. So they're possibly going to be taunting her, abusing her, shouting at her. I don't know. I really don't know where it's going to go, because obviously it's a two-parter, but it's on its own anthology, so everything's got to be wrapped up by the end of this two-parter. I'm really interested to see how this ends and then where they take it for the rest of the series, which I know I said last time was 7 episodes. I read somewhere that it was 7. I read somewhere initially it was 16, and then I read a few new websites that actually it's only going to be 7, but then I read again yesterday that it was 16, so however many episodes, I'm interested to see where it goes along for the ride. If you're interested in watching the full reaction to this episode, please take a look at my Patreon link down below in the comments, where I put the full reaction basically as soon as it's available to go, and then I wait for the YouTube copyright gods to allow me to put it onto YouTube. Alright, let's jump into Season 1, Episode 2, Rubber Woman, Part 2. I think my hair needs a cut. It's just not doing what I want it to, but I've got like a little scab here, which is why there's a little dot. It's so hot in the UK, like we're in the middle of a heat wave still, and I just can't cope with it. It's just too much. Just too much. God, they're really making the most out of this music, aren't they? Oh shit. Oh, yeah. She's just stabbing all the people up, isn't she?
I was sent to live with my uncle, Tony. I'd never met him before, but Tony was cool.
Was he?
Sadists are patient motherfuckers. The first time he hurt me was on Christmas. He bought himself a little low Welp cattle prod.
Oh my god.
A couple of days later, I got
How
my
disturbing.
first spanking for leaving the top off the toothpaste.
They never died. Tony wasn't my uncle.
Oh god.
He was just
people
some
are gross.
prick they sold me to when they were done with me. It's horrible.
Anyone who lives in LA knows about this place.
See that now that I know
Anyone
Lily from
except the famous
Supernatural.
murders, at least,
I
which
can
is
see
like
it now.
Everyone. I thought it would make news if they found me in here. No one was living here at the time, so I snuck in and slit my wrists. No one told me that if you die here, you're stuck here forever. Kill yourself, and we can be together forever.
That's pretty intense. That's what this house does to you, though. That was a nice shot. Hello.
We finally got a warrant to check your daughter's cell phone records. She called the girls from here about an hour after the live stream. According to the missing girl Snapchat tracking, they all drove here together, and about 20 minutes later, their cell phones stopped transmitting any signal at all.
Well, you're saying
So
they
it's
were
like,
here that night?
it's so hard to get away with
The
things
car was found out
nowadays.
front of that girl Maya's house.
5-minute drive there, half-hour walk back. Someone could have easily driven it back that night. Walked home.
I'm sorry.
Are you saying that you think Scarlett had something to do with this?
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Like you said, there were 4 of them.
You'd think in death I'd want to stop working, but you know what? Not even death can stop ambition. Long way of saying I'm here if you want to talk.
Oh God. What the hell is going on here?
Are you gonna kill us again?
Can we please kill her now?
Yeah, how long do we have to wait?
You've got all the time in the world. So we can only kill her once, but we can torment her and make sure she doesn't sleep at night for a very long time.
You're not gonna do shit.
How many ghosts are in this house now? Oh my God. We've only seen a fraction of them.
So what? So are we.
Not like me.
He started to see
Don't
things.
be
He started to see ghosts.
Just one. Energy, I mean, you could call it a ghost. I think that's what it was.
It wasn't just any ghost. The pig man. A man pig. A ghost with a huge...
Don't remember that story, but I remember it being in it.
About a
Here, piggy,
butcher
piggy.
from Chicago in the 1800s.
He ran and got me, but by the time we made it back, he conveniently disappeared. Is a selfish man who breaks out and hides whenever I get my way.
Selfish. All I
That's
want
what's
is for
happening.
all of us to be
This guy's a
together and
dick.
happy, but I am scared. Either I am losing my mind or we're in danger here. What if the stories about this place are all true?
Yeah.
Is that why you called a family therapy session? So you can get her to validate
I
your
didn't book
insane
the
ghost
session,
fantasy?
Troy.
Jesus Christ,
You
Mike.
did.
So I get it, like one of them wants to stay, one of them doesn't, but like this guy just seems so like it's just my dream, so me.
We are overwhelmed. Please just tell me you'll take this job on. I will drop to my knees and I will beg if I have to.
Oh, I
How'd you
bet.
find me? You were the only contractor who had a shirtless photo of himself on Angie's list.
It's hard to stand out these days.
Well, mission accomplished.
Dude. So on top of being a selfish little prick, it was also about cheating his husband with a contractor.
And you flirting with him like that in our house, in front of me, it was an act of violence towards our marriage.
Michael, you are losing your mind. Flirting is not fucking, okay? I'm sorry if I needed a little bit of life and fun since my husband started consorting with the dead.
We're in trouble, Troy.
Breathe, Scott, because this guy's hopefully going to be dead
Fucking house.
by the end of this episode. Yeah, like it's all well and good saying, like I was only flirting, I don't think he's straight, but... What am I looking at? This is the contractor.
This has to be our secret, okay? Michael and I do not have an open relationship.
Oh, God. There's no hiding that.
That was not us.
Please,
Okay.
please, I didn't...
What? I was here, Ghost.
He's a good man. He was gonna be a problem.
What the fuck?
Now we're all 3 of us are in this together.
Fuck you.
Because we'd be partners. This haunted B&B thing, I love it. I mean, listen, and I'll still help with all the work. I'm actually a pretty decent contractor, except for
Quite like him as a character.
senseless violence. I went in on that too.
What?
Your marriage. I don't want to sleep in the same bed as you guys or put my toothbrush on the counter next to yours, but I want mouth and ass privileges.
Get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna let you... Did you fuck him? Hey, what are you doing? Did you fuck him?
Yes, I
fucked him because you haven't touched me in months, and you have lost your fucking mind.
I can give you guys a minute.
Oh, so rather than help him, I cheated on it. Oh.
Stop!
Whoopsie. Who is that?
I should have believed you. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Oh, too little, too late.
Michael, what's happening?
Are they dead? That might explain the shot of her before.
Oh, dear.
Is that what explains? Yeah, because that's what happens because you can't leave the house because you're dead. Right, got it.
Honey?
We need to talk.
This episode's definitely kicked off into high gear compared to the last one. But why is she killing her family? To drive her to suicide?
Did you kill them? Now you have no excuse not to stay.
You know what? I want the name of the other therapist who is dead in here. You're terrible.
I don't think they're going to show the other therapist because I don't think.
Do you have time for
I don't know.
one-on-one?
It's unlikely they're going to get Dylan McDermott. Is that his name? It must make a brief guest appearance. I don't think.
Are you mad at me for what I did to your dads?
They probably would have gotten a divorce if you hadn't, and now at least I don't have to go to 2 houses on holidays.
Like, I get this girl's dark, but she's super cool at the whole situation.
Death. Eternity in that house.
Hey. You're the love of my life. Being somewhere with you forever in a place where time doesn't exist sounds like heaven, but I just don't know if I'm ready to give up the world yet.
I mean, in the context of the show and that girl's mindset, that's a fair thing to ask. I don't know if I want to kill myself just yet.
Hi. Shanti.
Hi. Who's this?
I'm Ruby. I'm her girlfriend.
Is she why you never text or call me back anymore? Why every time I ask to come see you, you leave me on red?
Don't kill Shanti.
Or maybe she's just not into boring people anymore.
Whoa.
What the fuck was that? She's just a friend.
How am I supposed to know that? I'm sorry. I'm possessive.
Yeah, okay, clearly. She's so possessive, she killed your parents to try and keep you there.
I hereby sentence you to a really fucking violent and painful death.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. Why should we
Okay.
have all the fun? If you touch Scarlet or this one, I'm gonna be peeling your faces off every day for the next 1,000 years.
I love you, but it's not what I want. I want to live out here, anywhere but that house.
You should have thought of ways to start killing people.
Look, I'm really sorry about how I reacted to you guys humiliating me. I just need to go inside, gather my stuff, and say goodbye to my dads. Can nobody kill me while I do that?
They might not, but there's 100 other ghosts in there that might.
Pretty awful.
There's no more stress about money or the future. We can just enjoy each other now.
And there's always Adam the contractor in case either of us gets bored.
Troy, please.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Are we meant to root for Scarlet because she killed people? And I don't just mean like the bullies, because whatever. But like in that place, in the haunted house place, whatever, in the maze, she was gonna kill that nurse. 10 months later. Oh dear.
I found him. Your fake uncle. I got pretty close using Facebook. Then I had to hardcore gross flirt with some dude at the DMV to get his address, but it's him.
I love you. Send pics.
I kind of like that she hasn't gone away from this all and just been like, all lovely. Like she's still dark and...
But one person always showed up, every year, like clockwork. And so I waited, nervous and tremulous like the love-struck schoolgirl I will always be. And when she appeared to see me, to hold me through that one night every year, that was somehow enough.
What a lovely messed up romance. Okay, that was my reaction to Series 1, Episode 2 of American Horror Stories, Woman Part 2. And that was a lot. And that kind of exemplifies the problem that some anthology shows have. That it was really fun. Don't get me wrong, I had a really great time this episode. I'll talk about what I liked and what I didn't like. But it tried to cram so much in to 45-ish minutes of a TV show. And some of it worked, some of it didn't work for me. And it very much felt like a condensed version of American Horror Story Series 1 in some ways. Obviously, there was like love stories with a ghost, and this person, and they kill people, and who's alive, who's dead, twists, turns, and a conclusion. But it felt very different to Episode 1 because I think it just went from 0 to 100 really quickly with all the ghosts appearing. Now, I would love to know how many ghosts are in this house. Because it's really weird, like there seems like at the end of this one where we see them all having breakfast and cooking for each other and all living in this house together. But where are all the other ghosts at this point that we all know that are in the house? The ones that we can't show because the actors haven't been in it, but the ones that we did see, like the pig, the people in the basement, the kids. Obviously, we saw the nurse briefly, and there's loads of other ghosts there that we haven't seen. And it's just weird to think how they all live together and how there's more and more and more and more ghosts. But I don't know. The more they use this house, because they used it in obviously series 1 with Murder House. It was referenced, I think, in another series. It might have been Hotel or Freak Show. There's something about a baby, a woman who was giving birth. There was a doctor there that was doing something with babies. I can't remember exactly how it worked. And obviously we saw it again in Apocalypse. So how many people are dead there in that house? It can't be impractical for it to like people exist in there, because it then becomes like, well, we know that the ghosts are that we're not seeing, and I just hope that they don't go there again. Like, I love Murder House, and I really enjoyed these episodes, but now I don't want to go there again. I spent enough time there. I know how the rules work there. I know the ghosts that are there, and now I'm kind of done with that chapter, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense, because I mean that in a really positive way. But that was fun. I liked the twists about like the husband when he was cheating with the contractor, but then it turned out they were both dead already anyway. But then the contractor died, but the contractor also killed the other guy, and he wasn't dead at that point, so he was just a murderer as well. This episode is full of really messed up people, between the bullies, the main girl Scarlett, I've already forgotten her name, the girl in the leather jacket that she fell in love with. And that was kind of one of the points of the episode that I didn't think worked very well, the romance between her and that girl in the leather jacket. Initially, I was buying into it when they were in the bathtub together. I thought it was really sweet, and I understood their connection. I liked it. Where I think it started to go a little bit of like, ooh, I'm not sure how I feel about this, is when she was like she killed her parents to get the girl to stay, and the girl seemed fine with that. Like, I know the girl was pretty much a psychopath. Also, thank God that Shanti survived. Love the girl. She's probably right that that girl was a psychopath, and so that's probably why she wasn't reacting the same way, but we saw in episode 1 that she is emotionally reacting to things, and things do bother her, like the bullying bothered her, but the fact that her parents got killed, she didn't seem to care all that much. But not just that, but the girl that she was falling in love with was the one that did it, and there was still a thing. What? And just for me, I didn't buy into how quickly she was fine with the situation, and their romance just went from weird to messed up. Like we saw when the girl insulted Shanti, Scarlett straight away was like, whoa, that's not cool, how dare you do that, she's my friend. So she's still got that emotional intelligence to her, and she still feels things, but the murderer girl was fine. But then she also went to kill the nurse in there when she'd already before killed like guilty people. Really confusing. So I guess the other rubber man that we saw was meant to be Evan Peters, but obviously we know, because hell, we've been checking that boy out for years, that body in that suit wasn't the right person. So I think it was meant to be Evan Peters, but they chose someone that for me didn't work. Maybe it was meant to be somebody else, but because it was never revealed to be anybody else, I think it was meant to be Evan Peters' character Tate, but the actor didn't fit the body type with Tate. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm sure if this goes onto YouTube, you can let me know down below what I missed, because with this series in particular, like with Murder House, there's so many ghosts in that place that it's hard to keep track if you've only watched it like once or twice like I have a long time ago. Like the last time I watched series 1 was just before series 5 came out. I watched the first 3 second time and the 4th one in time for 5 to come out because I wanted to watch Lady Gaga. But that was an intense episode. Like I say, there was so much happening, and we saw all these different people getting killed between the husbands, and then we met the girl in the leather jacket. Was she in the first series? I don't know. And now they're all aware that they're dead. They're all fine that they're dead. They're all living there. But I am glad to say that husband died, the one with the blonde hair. Like, they weren't the great parents, either of them, really, because they were both quite self-involved, and maybe that was the point. But the one with long hair was just awful. Like, even when I thought he was alive still, he was like, oh, I was just flirting with the contractor. I was like, no, you were basically offering him a blowjob, because you're saying being on your knees in front of him and walking towards him. The only reason you stopped, because you'd also admitted that you hired him because he had a shirtless photo, the only reason you stopped was because your husband walked in. If your husband didn't walk in, you would have got with him. As we saw, you hooked up with him in the basement. Now, you said you fucked him. We didn't see that. So there was obviously other times that we'd seen that we hadn't seen. So you were just an awful, awful person. Then we discovered they were already dead, and which is fine by me because they're gross. So I'm glad that Shanti survived. I'm glad that Scarlett survived, although like clearly she's just this messed up person now. And that's what I found like really fascinating to watch. That you couldn't really root for her, because I did in episode 1, you know, you saw that I was like, yes, kill those bullies, they're gross, they deserve to die, get them. But then when we see how messed up she is and how she was fine with the parents dying and still sleeping with a girl, going after killing that nurse in the funhouse and all this other stuff, she went and killed the guy, which is fine because he was gross as well. He was an abuser, and that didn't bother me. But obviously she probably went and killed other people. She's obviously this like dark demon-esque now, like every time she puts the mask on, she gets the black eyes, so it's weird, like you kind of can't really root for her because she goes too dark down that path, but I also do root for her because she's pretty cool. Yeah, this was a weird start, just not what I expected, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm thoroughly excited to see where the next episode goes. I know it's a different story altogether. I don't know who's in this one. I don't know if every episode is going to have some American Horror Story actors in, or just the first few to kind of reel in the AHS fans, and then they can do a few episodes without any kind of crossovers. Like even this one, to be fair, only really had Matt Bomer. Yeah, I'm just excited to see where the series goes, and if they all link to American Horror Story, if they're all some individual ones, some that are linked. I'm excited to go on this journey with you. I hope you enjoy it too. So please let me know down below what you thought of part 1 and 2 of the new series, American Horror Stories. Do you like that it linked to the first series? Or do you wish, like I kind of did initially, that it was its own separate thing? Because that's how it was advertised, as far as I'm aware, just that it's an anthology series. I don't know, but I did have a good time. And so I'll probably have a better idea of where the series is going to go for the next 2 or 3 episodes, once I've watched like a few different stories to see the kind of vibe it's going to go for. But yeah, I'm excited for this journey, and I hope you are too. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out, and I like chatting to you. I'm quite active in the comments. Leave some comments, let me know down below what you thought of the episode. Please subscribe to my channel and take a look at the Patreon link down below. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you all very soon for episode 3 of season 1 of American Horror Stories. Bye guys, take care and stay safe.